So guys, we are now at the Lewis Road Creamery, and if you have already seen our latest article in blog, you know that it is probably the cutest and the most delicious dairy company in New Zealand, and I have Liv here. She's a new products development manager, right?
You got it, yeah.
It's so difficult for me. So she is in charge of all those crazy ideas like chocolate, orange milk.
Chocolate, orange milk, chocolate butter.
Oh, that's
everything.
So cool. And by the way, my first question was, how do you choose the next flavors? Like, you're famous for being so creative and unusual. I mean, chocolate milk, of course, is something that we are all used to, but all the other flavors, where do you get those ideas?
Where do they come from?
Yeah.
They come from anybody in our team. So one day we might have a thought over the weekend and we come in and we talk to the team about it, and if we all like it, then we'll just go ahead with it. We also have a really strong following of roadies on our social media, our networks. So these are followers of the brand, and they provide us with so many amazing ideas. So every day we're on the internet and searching through and see what they like, what they don't like, and quite often a lot of those ideas come to fruition, and it's thanks to our really loyal followers that we can make products that they really want.
Yeah, and by the way, that's exactly what I like in your company. The fact that you're not only making products, but you're also communicating with people, and your Instagram, it's really like super fab and super modern and cheeky. And I wonder who was like the first person to understand that social networks are so important now, and how did you develop your style there and your own voice? How did it all come together?
Well, I guess when the chocolate milk fiasco started, there were only three people in Lewis Road Creamery as part of the team. So I think social media was a really easy avenue for us to adopt and to connect with our consumers and people who really loved the product, wanted to track it down. So I think at that point social media was a really key aspect for us and continues to be. Yeah, I guess how that sort of happened, we didn't have any other resources to be able to go out and do massive advertising campaigns or anything like that, so social media was just a default kind of option that obviously has worked in our favour.
And what's interesting is that your guys are so modern and like 21st century in social networks, but at the same time you prefer to be more old-fashioned and traditional in the way you produce your products.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so in the 21st century, when everyone tries to be bigger, faster, and like produce more and more, how did you know that it will be popular and will be needed to produce a small amounts but in a classical old-fashioned way?
It became quite clear for us that, you know, New Zealand, dairy capital of the world, didn't even have a milk that was permeate free, which is, I'm not too sure if you know what permeate is, but it's like the byproduct of milk manufacture that some companies put back in, and ultimately, you know, more bang for your buck. And so I think it was just that realisation that New Zealand, which claims itself as a clean, green country, couldn't even produce a milk that was permeate free. So I think that's sort of where it all started, and then from now we're just sort of moving into other categories where we try to achieve the same thing. So obviously it's quality over quantity, which we think will win time after time, because at the end of the day that's what consumers want. We obviously use a lot of premium, high quality ingredients in all of our products, which means that in some cases, in most cases, they're premium priced against competitors, but we think at the end of the day that's what people really want and that's what people deserve.
Do you have your personal favorite? For example, for us it's a chocolate butter that we literally eat every other morning. Yeah. So what's your favorite product here?
Oh, that is such a hard question. So hard. I'm a real fan of our butters. That's something I eat every morning without fail on our kibble grain toast. But then, oh man, I also love our double caramel ice cream. And what, I love them all. I'm sorry, that's probably not the answer you wanted. Yeah, but I think we've got a few other products in the pipeline which I think might even take #1 spot for my favourite product, so keep your eyes peeled, yeah.
We will. And I also came up with another question right now.
Yeah.
Like, if we all like those fatty butters so much, how do you manage to keep fit and not to gain weight every other morning?
I don't know. I think it's one of those things when it's always at your disposal. You know, you don't eat as much of it as
As you want.
Yes, you want. Yeah, it's pretty hard to resist temptation to crack into a chocolate milk every morning, but yeah, self-control.
Oh, yeah. It's really important, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks a lot. I think it was really informative.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.